I know you're kidding me.
Here we have an oil painting on canvas dating back to the 1920s. Our guest inherited this painting from his parents.
And he loved reading to his children books that had illustrations. And this is one of the illustrations. She knew how much he would love to get one of those. So.
The piece of art was created by Frank Earl Schoonover, an American artist and illustrator. Schoonover was a prolific contributor to books and magazines during the early 20th century. This painting is titled, "At a Hail from the Boat, He Went to the Rail," and is an illustration of a chapter of a novel titled Privateers of '76, written by Ralph de la Haye Payne. The painting is dated to the period when the novel was published. Having been kept in a wonderful state, this painting of an illustration from a novel published in the 20th century is estimated at
$125,000.
I know you're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding.
No. This is the thing which has knocked around in the family forever.
Yeah.
The Chinese people are known for their export crafts and design, but this incense burner takes it up a notch to another level. We can confirm it was created by the Chinese by the design of dragons coming out of the cloud.
Which is to fill it with sand and then go down to your local hippie store and get joss sticks.
Okay.
Because it's an incense burner.
Okay.
This incense burner was used in temples during ancient times for religious reasons, and the design on it exudes magnificence, expertise, and top-tier Chinese design. There are also Buddhistic symbols on the surface, and also elephant-shaped foundations, which in ancient China depicts stability. As an artifact that depicts ancient China in all its magnificence, this incense burner is estimated to sell at auction for
between £10,000 and £15,000 on it.
No. This is the thing which has knocked around in the family forever.
Yeah.
£10,000 and £15,000.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Thank you.
This trade sign, once hung at the Hummel Cigar Factory in Slatington, Pennsylvania, has a fascinating history. Passed down through the generations, it's been a fixture in the guest's family home for years. The factory, where the guest's great-grandmother worked, went out of business around the turn of the century, adding to the sign's historical value. Expert appraisals suggest that this sign likely dates back to the last half or quarter of the 19th century.
As you know, cigars are in.
Cigars are currently in vogue, leading to a surge in interest for items related to the cigar-making industry, like this sign. The sign's exquisite craftsmanship, with its original painted surface and intricate detailing, makes it highly desirable among collectors. At auction, this cigar trade sign could fetch at
$1,500, $2,500 or more.
Our guest purchased the rug at the Tucson local swap meet for $200. The rug is from the Caucasus Mountain range and was likely woven in a village by children. It features birds and an animal with 4 legs, a big tail, and antlers, likely a reindeer. Our guest hangs the rug on the wall in their living room. The appraiser estimates the rug to be from around 1900, making it over 100 years old. This rug's value is attributed to its collectability and size, being almost 12 feet long. The appraiser surprises the guest by revealing that the rug could be worth as much as
$5,000 at auction. It's pretty good, huh? It's a good investment.
This unique chair was acquired by the guest at an auction house in Iowa. Interestingly, it was designed by George Elmsley, an American prairie school architect whose works are mostly found in the Midwestern United States.
And design the classic pieces of Minnesota arts and crafts furniture.
Further inspection of the chair reveals a triangular back that extends down to the base. Beneath the chair, we can see dial points, some modern nails, and plywood. However, the colors of the wood used vary from part to part. It also features kickback legs, which are a distinctive feature. Unfortunately, all of these features on the chair point to the fact that it isn't an original, but a copy. Therefore, because the chair isn't legitimate, its value at auction would be...
You're not out too much money. The market value of this is exactly what you paid for it because you paid it.
Right.
Our guest found the picture at an estate sale in Minneapolis about 5 or 6 years ago. This picture is made of coin silver, a uniquely American form of silver that predates the adoption of sterling silver standards in the United States. The picture is marked with the maker's mark, Jones, Ball, and Pour, and the stamp Pure Coin. This picture features intricate engraving and an inscription that mentions
John Quincy Adams, 6th President of the United States.
The inscription indicates that the picture was presented by the House of Representatives to the owner of a boarding house in 1848. The guest paid $600 for the picture, recognizing its historical and collectible value. Appraiser estimates the picture as a piece of presidential memorabilia connected to John Quincy Adams. At auction, this coin silver picture could be worth at least
It should bring at least $1,500.
Oh, okay.
And possibly as much as $2,500.
Oh, well, good. Then I made a good investment.
The guest brought campaign buttons that he inherited from his mother. The appraiser identified the buttons as rare Abraham Lincoln campaign buttons in excellent condition. Abraham Lincoln was an American lawyer, politician, and statesman who served as the 16th President of the United States from 1861 until his assassination in 1865. Usually such buttons were found with cracks, fading, or wear, but these were in superb condition. One button featured a solo image of Lincoln, while the other was a Juget button with Lincoln and his campaign mate, Hamlin. The rare Juget button features Lincoln and Hamlin, a true treasure for collectors, and was estimated at
Lincoln at 600 to 900, and I would estimate the one with Lincoln and Hamlin at 800 to 1200. I'm being on the conservative side.
The vase was originally owned by the guest's mother-in-law and was received from the guest's father-in-law. It is believed to have been made by the sister of Margaret Cable.
A lot of fairly mediocre North Dakota school of mines out there. A lot of it was done by students, and they're smallish pieces. The larger pieces, they're not as common. They tended to be done by the better artists.
The vase depicts flickertails, ground squirrels, and wheat, which are representative of North Dakota. Our guest had the vase appraised about 12 years ago by a local appraiser who estimated its value to be between $1,200 and $1,500. This vase is signed by Flora Huckfield and features the inscription, North Dakota Wheat and Flickertails. The appraiser notes that while prices for many American pottery pieces dropped after 2008 and have not fully recovered, larger and more exceptional pieces like this vase have retained their value. Despite being knocked into multiple times while on the floor of the guest husband's childhood home, the vase remains in beautiful shape. At auction, this vase could easily fetch at
between $4,000 and $6,000.
Really? This piece is worth between $4,000 and $6,000? Oh my goodness.
It's a sunny day adorned with the brilliance of a gleaming ring. This ring was given to our guest by her mom. The ring has a lemony yellow colored sapphire set with diamonds and mounted with platinum. Crafted in the 1930s, we see the Art Deco era aesthetic in the ring's craftsmanship.
Partying and cocktails and everything, so it's such great fun.
Weighing 16 carats, the ring's quality is reinforced. This piece, although it looks like a glass ring, is much more than that, and its appealing Art Deco aesthetics and designs would make it worth
£4,000 and £5,000. You're kidding me?
The guest brought in a brooch that belonged to her mother-in-law, who lived in Norway. The appraiser identified the piece as typical Art Deco jewelry. The brooch had marks on the metal, including 3 crowns and a P, which indicated it was from Sweden in 1917. The diamonds were single-cut and mounted in platinum. The sapphires appeared to be real, but upon closer inspection, air bubbles could be seen, indicating that they were simulated. Despite the simulated sapphires, the brooch would sell at auction for around
The piece would sell at auction for around $3,000.
That's interesting.
This man brought this piece of art to the show. His father acquired this piece from a close friend who happens to be the artist John Biggers, an African-American best known for his murals. Involving both charcoal and chalk drawings, this work of art dates back to the 1950s.
This this is the style he was working in, and they seem like they would be from that time period.
This item depicts a woman possibly influenced by the artist's experience in Africa or as a tribute to his wife, though the exact inspiration remains uncertain. Interestingly, these two pieces form a pair, with both the front and back views depicting the same figure. This charcoal and chalk drawing, exuding rarity, would sell for
$12,000 to $18,000.
Well, I really appreciate it.
Thanks for bringing them in today.
Oh, my pleasure.